This week we spend a little time having a really good look round Wigan, and then we're back cruising to get to the Rufford Arm and then towards the Ribble Link. It's possible that these cottages on the side of the canal were built by Trencherfield Mill for their workers. This is the side of Trencherfield Mill, a great big mill along the canal. Under the water here, there are actual holes in the building where they used to take the water from the canal to run all the steam engines that ran the looms. This was a cotton and linen mill. This building was the third Trencherfield Mill, built in 1907. The site housed the first power looms in the town of Wigan. The design of the tower was influenced by the construction of St Mark's Campanile in Venice. This was the last mill to be built in Wigan with access to the canal. Chris showed us around his hometown.
You'll see the right of mint and go around on the building. It's Eckersley Mill. They're turning that into an entertainment centre, a cinema, mini shopping centre, eateries, bars, maybe in that type of a nightclub. And so that's being developed as we speak.
At least they're keeping the old buildings there, they're putting them to new
And that's
use.
the other side of Eckersley Mill, number 3, might be 2, don't quote me, 2 or 3, that one. But yeah, that's currently
So
empty.
Eckersley, Mr. Eckersley was a very rich chap.
Yes.
Yes, he was. And what about this little building here on the canal? Is that part of Eckersley Mill?
Forgotten.
There you go. To stop
And
from
Anita,
putting
what
the
was that
green-
used for?
That is a roller, so the ropes from the tow horses don't make grooves in the brickwork of the bridge.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous. This area is called the Wigan Pier Quarter. These warehouses stored flour, grain, spices, cotton and even cement. The goods would be picked up and dropped into the sheltered barges from hoists fixed under the wooden canopies, so everything stayed dry. The warehouses were restored between 1984 and 1986. This building with the double arches was built in 1777. It's called the Terminus Building, and it was used to house grain, sugar, spices and dried fruit. Barges sheltered under the arches whilst the cargo was being loaded and offloaded. After falling into severe disrepair, the warehouse was rebuilt brick by brick in 1984. We had a quick stop in the pub before continuing our tour. This is the parish church of All Saints, and it dates from the 14th century. During the Civil War in 1643, 86 men of the Royalist Army took refuge in the church tower and caused more casualties among the parliamentarian forces than they lost during the storming of the town itself. These men were indirectly the cause of the town being evacuated by the parliamentarian troops. There's been a settlement here in the Wigan area since before BC. The area was occupied by the Celtic Brigantes. The Romans built a fort on the site of Wigan and called it Cosium. The settlement is mentioned in the Anatine itinerary of the 2nd century as being 17 miles from Manchester. Although Roman Wigan is buried deep beneath the town, numerous finds have been found suggesting that Cosium was larger and more important to the Romans than previously thought. This is the remains of a large important Roman bathhouse. Wigan is very rightly proud of its rugby league heritage. This is a statue of the rugby league star Billy Boston. He was the greatest try scorer in the club's history. This is the face of Wigan. It's a dramatic 5.5 metre high stainless steel statue. Its sculptor, Rick Kirby, says that the face is a play on the many portraits and busts of the good and the glorious that adorn the parks and centres of every town. It has a highly reflective surface, so it mirrors the fragments of people passing as well as the surrounding landscape. Wigan was a very surprising town with some really fabulous buildings.
Right,
Hi, Anita.
We've made it. Where's the pub? Nice pub.
I'm happy. Go on then, lean on a lamppost at the corner of your street.
Will he fall over if I lean on him?
George Formby, a famous person
pal
from
George.
Wigan. Wigan. You join us just pulling away from our mooring in the very centre of Wigan. We've had a few really fun 4 days, 4 nights I think we've done here. Yeah, lovely. Recommend Wigan, nice spot. We're now heading towards the Ribble Link. We've got 3 weeks to do it in, and I'm sure if we put our foot down and we were in a rush, we could probably do it in 2 days, possibly 3 days. So 3 weeks is more than enough time that we can stop and smell the roses. I'm still travelling with Jen. She is out in front of me. And we've been joined by Kim and Dave. They're the couple that I went to London with, and it was Kim that knocked on Downing Street's front door when we handed a petition in a couple of years ago. So, Wigan, thank you very much for being so lovely. Wigan is a town built on cotton. There are mills just about everywhere you look. Jen is in the lot ready. Dave has skipped down, he's giving us a hand. They're not quite ready to leave yet. And then we're first stop, Asda, for a few essentials. I do my washing up with plant-based stuff. I can't get that in every supermarket that I go to. So Asda happens to sell it. So that's the lovely Dave. Give us a wave, Dave.
Bye, Anita.
See you in a bit. You'll be seeing a lot of Dave. So first stop, supermarket for plant-based cleaning things. That's called Trencherfield Mill, built in 1907 for the spinning of cotton. Everywhere you look in Wigan, there are the remnants of beautiful, beautiful old mills. Ultra slow to let Jen do the sharp left turn that is just coming up under that bridge in front of us. Not all boats are as manoeuvrable as Wattway. Look at that gorgeous red brick building. Right, let's see how well Wattway handles the corner. I don't think it's as sharp as ones that we've done before. Looks like probably another mill. Yep, loads of room. Ah, you've heard of Wigan Pier? As in George Orwell. Road to Wigan Pier. This is Pier 2. We've got Pier 4. That building over there at the very end. Pier 1. Nice. Let's put some welly on and get them blown around. Just so beautiful, these buildings. But they can tell a few stories of boaters' families and shenanigans and goings on. I like the way they're being done up, still keeping the original features. Breakfast is good to go. We have a sausage sandwich and a cup of tea. Must be nearing the supermarket. There's a trolley. Another sharp bend. I've got a thing for the underside of bridges. I think they look really cool.
Shopping done. Fish fingers have been bought for emergency fish finger sandwiches when I get peckish. And we're going past a couple of stadiums. The first is called Robin Park Arena, a sports complex, and the other one is called the Brick Community Stadium. And that's where Wigan Athletic Rugby League side play. It's nice little bird sanctuary thing going on there. Boating community at its best. There's a boat just before the lock. See the lady in the yellow jumper? She's just run down the towpath to open the gate for us. How sweet is that? I do like the fact that boaters look after boaters. We have blossom, we have catkins, it feels like spring. Nice. Right on the outskirts of Wigan. Because after these houses, doesn't look like that there's any more. Nice. Coming up to Crook Marina, I think, by the look of it. And there's a fuel boat here. It doesn't actually travel the network and deliver coal because it needs doing up. So I'm going to buy some diesel and maybe even a bag of coal just to get them, just to support them, because they're trying to raise money to do the coal boat up. Crook Marina looks lovely. So you can moor inside, or you might be able to get a mooring on the outside of a marina. Looks like you can also bring your caravan. Popular spot, they haven't got any space at all. Nice little moorings, you get a little shed and your own plot of land. Pretty. And for information, Swanee, there are a lot of wide beams moored up here. Crook Marina, just past Wigan. That, almost level with Jen, looks like our destination, which is the fuel boat. Just stopping, getting some diesel from there, and then wending us merry way. Here we go. It's our turn. Jen is all done and dusted and got out of the way. So I'm now manoeuvring onto the coal boat. I'm going to fill up with diesel so I know I've got enough for the Ribble Link. And I'm also going to get a couple of bags of coal just in case we get a bit of a cold snap. This is Ambrose, the fuel boat. She needs a lot of work doing to her. So now, Derek, who's 80 years old and still selling coal, delivers by road. He's got a van. And he's also going to do up Victoria, which is that one. They're both the same fleet. And Victoria is 91 years old. Lovely. Crook Hall Inn doing a roaring trade in the sunshine. Nice. Wouldn't know that Wigan is 10 minutes behind us, would you? Beautiful old bridge, isn't it? It's Gaffhurst Lane going over us. Up there, high above us, is the M6 motorway. I've been on that loads of times and I had no idea it went over a canal. It's a beautiful morning and we are heading to the town of Burscough. This
is a 1-minute walk from my Narrowboat's back door. This is why I like living on a narrowboat. Today I'm in the lead, Jenny's behind. I haven't actually looked at a map today. There are several swing bridges, don't know how many, and I think there might even be a couple of locks. We shall see. Coming up to our second swing bridge of the day. The first one was also just like this. They're left open. They are my favourite sort of swing bridge. I like the way nature takes them over. This is Appley Bridge, for those of you that want to find me on a map. One day I will come up with some sort of interactive map that I can show you my journeys, but I just don't know how to do it. If anybody knows and can send me a link to a way of doing it, then I will be very, very grateful. In Lancashire, in all its splendid glory. This is the little town of Appley Bridge. Some houses and a pub. Didn't actually go into the pub this time because I've been moored up whilst I popped to my ex-husband Gavin's house and plumbed his bath in. Mill Swing Bridge, swinging itself gently, gently open. They don't take much pressure to swing. There's Wattway on the lock landing. There's actually a lock landing on the same side as the mechanism. Another landing to use the swing bridge on the other side. So it's perfect. You can actually do this one as a single-handed boater. Good luck. A couple of people wanted to cross the bridge, so I said, get on your boat, we'll close it. Lovely. That's the Boathouse pub at Appley Bridge. They do food. I didn't eat there, so I can't tell you what it was like. There we go. Boathouse pub and kitchen, it's called. And this is the metropolis of Appley Bridge. It's going under the bridge at Appley Bridge. Wow. My first ducklings of the year. Oh, how cute. She's got loads and loads and loads. Wheezing past the wind-blown tree as we leave Appley. There's enough room for narrowboats, but I would think a wide beam would get its paintwork scratched. See that boat moored in that little back nell? Well, the guy who lives on it has just rushed out and opened the lock gates for us. Going down inside track deep lock, and most definitely this is a very deep lock. Good Lord. And we're not at the bottom yet. Deep old lock. And filming backwards, you can hear about the canal a bit. Never mind. Right, let's get myself organised, shall I? Water coming into the canal from some sort of pumping station somewhere, keeping us beautifully topped up. And onwards and onwards. We've got an exciting rubbish stop at Bridge 35, 90-degree bend at Parbold. Oh, the excitement. Yeah, it's a different sort of life, narrowboating. This is rather lovely. It's a bridge going under the train track.
And Bridge 41 going over the canal. Beautiful. Wow. Wild garlic and bluebells making a beautiful spread. Spring. Narrowboaters get on their roofs and start sanding. Being seen off by a very fierce dog. To YouTube! Some more up. That's the sort of place I'm looking for. Beautiful. Hi! Look at that willow, all out in leaf finally. Coming into the town of Parbold. And Jen and I have just decided we're going to pull over and have a spot of lunch somewhere. That's it for another week. Thanks very much for watching this far. If you enjoyed it, please like it and leave a comment. It really, really helps the channel. So, onwards and onwards towards the Ribble Link next week. See you next Sunday. Right, sharp left-hand bend of Parbold. Mr. and Mrs. Swan doing a little bit of house arranging whilst the babies are being kept warm. Just had lunch in there called Yours is the Earth. Absolutely gorgeous. Thanks to Andy Pitt for recommending it. Probably some of the nicest vegetarian food I've ever eaten. Parbold visitor moorings. Lunch done. It was a really nice little stop off.